The next two objectives are as follows. Establish a deuterium refinery world on an existing planet with room to support such an operation, and then visit Gacrux to prepare a supply depot for the construction of the Dyson Sphere, which I've been putting off for nearly 100 episodes. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series. So, we did a fair amount of work, not really on this world, but in a way that might support this world in the last episode. It does look like maybe we aren't producing enough solar sails at this point, though. So, before we leave, let's take a look at that and see if we can expand that process at all, because chances are we can. Chances are oh yeah, we definitely can. Let's go ahead and get that underway. A couple of different things I can do here, actually. How are we doing here? Oh yeah. This is easily expanded. So, first things first, let's go ahead and build a little bit more onto that belt. And then do that. That's what? 7 more? Let's do... Hang on. I would like 8, but I need the belt to be long enough for that. So let's do 8 more. Just want to make sure there are enough of these in place. All right, so there's 8. Now, of course, we need to make sure they're powered, which is fairly straightforward. And there we go. Next order of business. Building a lot more over here. So let's see what this situation looks like. Can I elevate that? Yes, I can. That's perfect. Oh my god, couldn't have asked for better. Alright, might need to bring that one a little closer. There we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is bring this line down here. I am getting a ton of soil pile, by the way. I've had a few commenters point this out already, but there's just a bunch of soil pile available to me at the moment, given the soil composition of this hurricane stone for its planet, Alrami 2, which is nice. Okay, so here we want to have a line going back this way. Now this is going to be a little challenging to do here. Let's see if we can make magic happen. There we go. And there is the aforementioned magic. So now it's just a matter of getting these placed. Put that there. Can I say 10? Not quite, but if I extend these by like 1 more, I should be able to. And there's always the option of actually putting one there, but you'll notice that I'm moving it slightly so that we don't have a crooked... so we don't have a crooked sorter. It's reached that point in the build. Oh, I actually didn't extend that properly, so there we have a crooked sorter there. How ironic. How utterly ironic. We can fix that quickly, though. There we go. Now, we just place... I realize I'm being old-fashioned by using... Let's see... this type of support for power, but it'll be okay. Alright, so let's see, after a few moments of operation, do these lines here start to empty out? It really doesn't seem as such, and we still have 2 assembling machines that are just waiting to be able to even put anything on the line. That's how full these are. So we just significantly increased, didn't quite double, but significantly increased the production of solar sails here, which should help with the sustaining of these 2 Dyson swarms. What I would really like to see is that we start to see these make it all the way around, because this is kind of a haphazard way. For this gun, for example, in some ways it would be better to put a splitter here and then have them running down in the same direction, but this gun basically is waiting on the very last available solar sail once all of these additional guns have been supplied. So it does look like we're starting to meet demand again. Let's watch for just a moment longer and make sure it's okay, because this, again, we can already see a slight increase in the output of the sphere, but this is going to help with our lens generation. If this can be running effectively in the background without me touching it, I want to make sure this is going before I leave. This is looking really good. All right, it's starting to back up. I'm quite happy with that. Let's just make sure it continues to do that. And beautiful. There it is. So that's going to slowly back up, and we'll hopefully have a little bit of storage here. And with that in mind, let's go ahead and build some storage so that if that situation repeats itself, there's a buffer in place. All right, next order of business. We do have a sizable power surplus here, so there's an argument to be made for using this as our refinery world, because we already are refining so much hydrogen here. We are partially doing that. You know, the more I think about it, that might actually be the right thing to do. Just refine the deuterium here. I've already got the operation set up. The only trouble is that this is set up as a remote demand world for deuterium at the moment, rather than a... And it's with good reason, because I use the deuterium up. What's going on here? All right, so yeah, we clearly have enough deuterium on this planet, and that's even to fill that storage. So what I did last episode is currently not helping me, unless I were to build a second storage tower here, which I can do. Let's see if I can get away with that. Can I squeeze one in right next to you? Can I? Can I? I can. Again, we have to be consuming the deuterium in order for this to be really effective as a solution. This is the same as the hydrogen situation that I've had on Leonis Minoris 2. But using tons of particle colliders to refine ridiculous amounts of hydrogen, even though I know it's not the most efficient way to produce it. Apparently, if you proliferate the hydrogen coming into deuterium fractionators, that is the most efficient way to produce deuterium. So we're just using these because it guzzles huge amounts of hydrogen, which is actually what we want to do. Why? Because we're producing large amounts of hydrogen. And I would like to do something with it rather than, you know, just do the sensible thing, which is produce less. So it will all make a little bit more sense and have a little bit more usefulness once the Dyson Sphere is under construction and we have a means to consume all of that additional resource production. So let's take a look. I don't need to visit these individual planets, but it might be worth looking around at the other systems and just kind of looking at power load in particular. This is what I really want to see. Oh, that's interesting. Zeta RA1 has... I wonder what's causing that pattern. I might check that later on. All right, so far we're looking pretty good. Kipha Borealis 3. This is interesting. This is an optical grading crystal planet. That could potentially be a refinery planet. It's not a lot of room power-wise, though. Leonis Minoris 1 and 2. No, those are not really good candidates. Neither is that system. Yeah, these are... Hang on. All right, so that's not a lot at all. What are you producing, though? That's interesting that that's saying it's generating power, NSV 08872. I genuinely don't remember what planet that is. But I'm just looking for large gaps. Yeah, Alrami 2 is really the candidate. In a lot of ways, Alrami 2 makes the most sense as the refinery world. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and set it up. I need to head to Alpha Andromeda. Let's just do things in a sensible way. I need to build large amounts of particle colliders, which thankfully I have most of the resources necessary, but I need a little bit more. There we go. I need a little bit more in the way of frame materials, which, actually no, I have frame materials. Perfect. So I can start building 20 particle colliders right there. And once we get back to Alpha Andromeda, did I just pass it? I passed it, didn't I? Oops. Notice, by the way, we're still at like 2/3 power in terms of our total battery contents. This is the beauty of antimatter. It is a wonder to behold. All right, I'm just going to land right here, like so. Immediately, we are going to get replenished on some key resources, which is nice. And I'm going to go ahead and give the order to build 10 more of those, which should, assuming they're available, prompt the bots to bring me additional frame materials, which it looks like is happening. That's good. Are there any being stored, or... Okay, so I probably don't have enough graphene. Yeah, I've used most of the graphene that I was holding, so we need to change that. I need to grab just a copious amount of graphene, and I also need to visit the mines here on this world and see if there's an opportunity to delete any. It's not so much that I want to delete the mines as reclaim them for my purposes. Perfect. That's what I thought. It was the graphene that I was missing. So this is working rather well. Tell you what, let's go right up to the producers for these. Right here. Just so that they can bring them right to me. There we go. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, now, we're not going to build 64 of these things. I just want to have enough of them to where I don't have to worry about building them again, because they stack quite well in my inventory. Which is hilarious, by the way. Can we just acknowledge that these massive buildings just sit in Icarus's inventory happily, asking no questions? It's absurd. All right, that's enough. That's enough. I've built enough of those things. Let's now... It does look like we have a very healthy amount of supermagnetic rings now, and what that tells me is that we are bringing in a very healthy amount of electromagnetic turbines. And you can see that reflected here by the fact that this storage is so full and continuing to fill up. So that's really great to see, because that was a problem for a while and now is not a problem at the moment. Now, I would guess that we probably still have... Well, I was about to say... I was going to say that... Notice that this still doesn't have anything in it. All right, hang on. Hold that thought. Can we just appreciate that the freaking plane filter storage, excuse me, still does not have anything in it? That's freaking hilarious. Okay. Let's put a few things back. What I was going to say a moment ago is that the supermagnetic rings right here are going to a couple of different resources. And it just seems like everything is in good... Like, we have large enough amounts of everything right now. Let's see how our storage is looking here. Oh, yeah. We're completely okay on these. I can go ahead, just for the sake of enabling additional shipments. I'm going to set this particular interstellar logistics station up to hold several more of those. So you can see this storage rapidly emptying out. So it's 30 times 30, so it's 900 in each. So the increase that I just added, yeah, it'll be fine. It's going to hit that 2,000 before much longer, and that way they'll be able to transport much more easily to multiple planets, which is going to be necessary very soon. Especially given that I might be increasing the number of artificial stars, which reminds me, let's also get the materials we need to build a few more of those, given that I'm right next to the production buildings for them. Oh, that's nice. Oh, autosave. All right, there's most of that. I don't think I have those set up. No, I do not. So for these, I actually do need to grab some from storage. That's completely fine. Beautiful. All right, so I will have 20 additional artificial suns in my inventory once my massive queue of particle colliders is done building in an hour. It won't take an hour. It'll take about 10 minutes probably. And in the meantime, I can visit a few other worlds, but I just want to take a look at how things are doing here. And let's go ahead and visit our mines, because there are probably some mines that can be emptied. Also, hello, you can be taller. I can store more deuterium here. That will help consume more hydrogen. Holy crap. That'll really help. Those can't be taller, though, sadly. Fuel-wise, we're still doing okay. I think the only reason this was emptying out is that the production apparatus was just completely... I think it was kind of stopped up. Maybe. Or it might be filling up because the hydrogen's been backed up for so long that it's not being consumed. Maybe. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Hello. What's this? Yeah, this is to burn off some of the excess fuel so that that doesn't become a problem again. I'll leave those in place for that purpose. Okay, mines. Yeah, you're done. So I can reclaim that particular mine and delete that. Did I have that? Yeah, it had to have been connected, otherwise it wouldn't have emptied out. All right, this copper line is done, which is quite nice. Granted, that's more of a basic mine, but still, glad that it's done. Might be worthwhile to go ahead and build a few more of those as well. The advanced miners. Because I don't think I have a ton of them in inventory. Power hasn't been a problem here for a while. Yeah, let me just visit the other side of the planet real quick. It looks like most of the crude oil seeps have slowed down pretty considerably, which is expected. Any other opportunities here? Not really. All right, deuterium production here is... That's very interesting. So I could probably consume more... Yeah. I could probably consume more hydrogen if I had deuterium storage operating here. Let's see if we can get away with it. Ooh, I might be able to. This is going to be kind of ugly, but it'll work. Alright, let's place these. Some of the newer buildings, like the proliferator painter and just the proliferator, if you want to call it that, the proliferator and the piler really seem to have nice geometry that lets you do crazy stuff with belts. We saw that last episode where we were able to build a very tightly constricted belt, and that was nice. All right, so that'll help consume some hydrogen. It will also consume a bit more power, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. All right, so again, stopgap solution. That's entirely temporary. Okay, it looks like I need some optical grading crystal in order to build any number of these, which is fine. Just need to find where it's being imported. I believe it's right over here. Yes, it is. It's actually not being imported here, but I can grab some from here. That will suffice. All right, and now with that... Is it once again an optical grading crystal I need? Yes, it is. Okay, that's good enough for me. I'm going to have 31 of those in my inventory, which is a lot more than I had a moment ago. Let's go ahead and replace some of this stuff. Sure would be nice if there was a hotkey. I know I've said this before, but if there was a hotkey, you know, that enabled you to transfer this stuff more effectively back into storage slots, it would make me very, very unreasonably happy. Let's put it that way. I would be a happy Hadrian. So, what else do we have here? I mean, I've got a bunch of miniature particle colliders, and I have some... I can get rid of this organic crystal, I believe. Some of those miners are going to be done soon-ish. Wow. I can't believe I have 3 vanilla stone miners still working there just perfectly normally. Like everything's fine. Now, this was just... This was storage for... Yeah, I can delete this. This should have been deleted a long time ago, in fact. I just hadn't noticed that it was ready to be deleted. So that's fine. Let's go ahead and reposition this line. And I believe I had some organic crystal to get rid of, which if I can find plastic production... Oh, yeah, that's right. Hang on. It's not plastic that used organic crystal. What recipe is it? Basic recipe that uses organic crystal to start. Oh, yes, that's right. I think plastic goes into, if you want to make, that's what it is. I had it reversed. You need plastic to make organic crystal if you are not going to mine organic crystal directly, as I'm now doing. But these guys over here use organic crystal all the time. I can also get rid of graphene here. I can get rid of glass here. I can get rid of Casimir crystals here. And I might even be able to get rid of... Okay, nothing there. Let's see if I can get rid of any more of those. Doesn't look like I can. Plenty of ray receivers, just ready to go. All right, so we're almost done with our particle collider. So let's go ahead and head back to Alrami. I think this world's in pretty good shape. I've emptied out my inventory a good bit. Still have more stuff in there than I would like, but we'll survive. We will survive. Where'd the soundtrack go? I mean, I know where the game is quiet. We're in space. There it is. Okay. Alrami, there you are. Let's go. Research speed is taking a while, but it's never actually seizing up. Like, we clearly have enough of a flow of antimatter that's not a problem. And then, of course, we had a mining speed upgrade coming up right after that. Okay, so we're going to accomplish our deuterium refining operation here in short order because it's already pretty much in place. I just need to expand it. And then we just need to make sure it's fully powered. And then I might need to set up some way of consuming said deuterium. I don't know if that's a bug or a feature, but I love that it lets you hop in and out of warp like that without re-engaging the sound every time. Strikes me more as a bug, to be completely honest, but it's nice. Let's go ahead and expand power now. We can. I will go ahead and just place these down. Okay, I'm going to have to space them out a little bit better. Now it's saying lack of item. I'm guessing because I don't actually have my sorters in my inventory. Let's fix that. Alright, so bingo. Just have 2 more artificial suns. And then if I go ahead and place you like so, we can have 3 more. Now remember, these burn incredibly slowly. Like, painfully slowly, in fact. So I'm not really worried. Yeah, see, I just put the rest of those that I pulled off that line just now by deleting that excess. I put them in my fuel chamber, and I'm 1 short of having a completely full fuel chamber. When was the last time you remember seeing me put any in that fuel chamber? We're fine. So we're now producing a copious amount of power here, which I will use on the opposite pole of this planet to support the conversion of some of our huge excess of hydrogen into deuterium. Why? Because I can, of course. Huh, we actually don't have hydrogen here right now. Is that so? Is it just because there's not enough to make it all the way down the line? Ah, it is. Okay, hang on. Hold that thought. I'm gonna need to do some piling here. Didn't see that coming. Probably the best place to do it is right here. Let's see if we can get away with that. Now that might not actually do anything because it's not changing the volume on the line. Hang on. If it's able to speed up the amount, like the amount of hydrogen coming down the line, it might help. But I think what I'll actually have to do, yeah, I know what I have to do. We need to have a second hydrogen line coming down here that is also, tell you what, let's bring it like this. Perfect. So that's very close together. But we're going to pile that in just a moment. So what we need to do is actually move this. Okay, so I see what I can do. Yeah, this works. This works. It's a little bit ugly, but it'll work. There's that. Okay, now I need to build a few more pilers, which I didn't see coming. Let's just build one at a time, please. Well, that's obnoxious, actually, because I'm still building my miners. For some reason, automatically, I thought I had more pilers available. So what I'll do is just connect one for now. And then have this additional line run out like this. We should be able to put a piler there. Now, what I just did should still help, because we have double the hydrogen coming down this line now. So in theory, that should still increase the amount being poured into this refinery. Especially once it's piled up. Which won't be too long from now, thankfully. So let's see if that actually was effective. Not really. We still have a number of these down the line that are not receiving any hydrogen. So we just need to pile a lot more profoundly. And until we have two pilers working together, I guess it's not really that effective. I think we helped a little bit by bringing the second line down, but I don't know if we helped enough. One key thing is just that as I do this, hydrogen is being emptied off of other planets, which will help everything else on other planets move. So I'll take that, you know? I'll take that any day. Let's empty that deuterium there. I can go ahead and empty some of my hydrogen here. Into that building. So we're almost done with the miners. This manual research, ironically, this manual research upgrade is taking quite a long time, but once it's done, all research, including future research in that category, will be faster. Looks like we have more than enough strange matter now for all of our production. Yeah, so we're completely backed up now. That's nice to see. We're completely backed up with the production of lenses. How are we doing on power output? Nice. Since we fixed the solar cells, we're up to 3.43. How are we doing? That does look like an increase in the amount. You know what? Why don't we just look at production? We can eyeball it all we want, but let's look at critical photons over the last hour, over the last 10 hours. Okay, so it's been pretty steady, actually, for the last 4 or 5 hours of game. No, 3 or 4 hours of gameplay. It was building up slowly before that. But right now, we're producing about 150 per minute. And it looks like we're only consuming on Alrami 2 about 136 per minute, which means we're doing pretty well. Overall, let's see if we can take a look at this. Nice. Overall, in the entire cluster, in the last minute, we are producing more than we're consuming. So I'll take it. I will take it. Yeah, I'm starting to see like a good increase in those. And remember that once this is completely backed up, which is going to happen, I think, very soon, these will shut down, these will back up, and there'll be less power consumption here. I really just want to have as much hydrogen being churned through as possible for science. All right, 7 more advanced mining machines. 7 more. And then I need that one piler, and I want to see the effect that it has. While we wait, let's enjoy the scenery, shall we? You can change the color of these if you want to get creative. You can change the color of swarms, and you can make colored patterns and drawings even on Dyson Sphere surfaces. I'm not doing that just yet. And I may not do it this series, but it's certainly possible. This is a very, like, the first Dyson swarm, which is the inner one, is so bright. They couldn't have done a better job of, like, creating the collective luminance, I suppose, effect that occurs in these Dyson swarms. It's just incredible. And of course, it dims out as you get close. But you can look across at distant sections of the band and see just like bright light. And it gets even brighter. This is not as dense as they can get. This is just the density of my current setup. Okay. Pilers are being built. Let's head back. Very important moment here. I believe this is the pole I need to reach. Yes, it is. All right, I want to see how big of an impact just one piler has. All right, this is pretty nice. Starting to see more hydrogen making its way down this way. Which is the whole reason we built the thing. I suppose the next most sensible step would be... I mean, I just need to have hydrogen flowing out of this thing in every possible exit lane that's not already in use in order to increase the amount being consumed and the amount of deuterium being produced. So we're 36 minutes into the episode. I'm going to stop this one here. At the beginning of the next one, what I'm going to do is go ahead and set up a bunch more of these, since I just built them, and I don't want to have built them for nothing. We're going to set up a bunch more of these, and I'm going to set up some new output lines. Now that I have all these pilers, it'll be quick and easy for me to do this. And then, for most of the next episode, I will be going to the Gacrux system and getting set up for the construction of the Dyson Sphere there. There's still a lot of things that I'm going to have to produce in order to make that process happen smoothly, but we've done so much preparation over the course of these nearly 100 episodes that I think it'll be okay. So for now, I'll stop this one here, and we're going to get going on the Dyson Sphere in the very next episode. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.